What's up, y'all? Winnie here, and welcome to Rise of the Spider Cult. This is on the Prequel website. I initially hadn't done this because I misunderstood what this was. I thought I had to, like, pre-order one of the new shirts to be able to do this. But I was told by a commenter that I do not have to do any of that. But also to watch what I say because it's a text-based adventure, but I can't imagine the situation that would make me say something that I need to worry about that. Okay. Any key to continue. You might not be the smartest reptile. In your defense, you have no formal education. In fact, you were bred as a slave and have spent the last 23 years performing simple, low-skill tasks such as picking plants, swinging picks, and laying eggs. Your only noteworthy feature is a front row of V-shaped marks running down your back. Now, however, you're free! But let's just keep going. The hero who opened your cage told you to travel east to the marshes, a place where you'd be welcomed and aided by your own kind. You eagerly set out ahead of the other freed slaves, but realized 3 days too late that the sun rises in the east does not mean it is always to the east. Worse yet, at night you had been going to the last direction you remembered the sun being, also known as west. As it currently stands, you are hungry and you are lost, and you haven't seen another sapient creature since your escape. You have never been taught to speak the human tongue, been given a proper name, or been fed the magic sap that makes lizard people hot, and possibly intelligent. Of those 6 things, however, there's one you can fix right now. Your new name shall be... I don't, off the top of my head, know how to do the names of the lizard people the name of the species I'm drawing a blank on. I know it's not lizard folk, that's D&D. My brain's not giving me the actual term. Gonna take me a second to look that up. Elder Scrolls, lizard people. Argonians, that's what it is. Okay. Argonian name. Not generator. I don't want to generate a name. I'm just trying to remember like how their names work. Okay, so hyphenated based off of like... Okay, so your name shall be Follows the Sky. Alright, no, not Follows the Sky. That's a terrible name. You may have never had a proper name yourself, but you've known people who did and are aware that there are varying levels of quality. You have occasionally heard various owners refer to you as Guillemette. You don't know what it means, but part of it may work. You are Guillemette. You spent the last 3 days traveling, hoping to make your way out of human lands into the marshes. However, you think you may have been going the wrong direction. You are very hungry. All you have on you is a handful of treasure you stole from the dead slavers, which has so far tasted awful. Eat the treasure? Why does the space... Oh my god. Left. Oh, eat. Treasure. You scoop up the riches and eat each piece. You quickly discover the round pieces of metal would crunch your teeth sooner than your teeth would crunch them. You roll the riches from one cheek to the other with your tongue before swallowing. Where you heard faint clicking in your tummy. Jump. You jump around the forest wildly, establishing your dominance over small animals less able to jump. Oh. Okay, West. You go west of the forest 4 ways, at least you think it's west. Without a compass, the best you can do is make a rough judgment from the scattered sunlight passing through the thick canopy and cloudy sky. Ideally, you should be going east, away from human lands and into the marsh, but you don't know if your body can last that long without food. Forage. Okay, you'll need that broken down into some more concrete steps, like go and look until you successfully forage whatever. Look. Tree. You look at the tree, hoping maybe spot a snackable nut or fruit on it. Sadly, leaves and bark seem to be all that is on offer. East. Go. East. You go east, maybe the same distance as before, maybe further. With no landmark other than the gnarled trees, it's hard to tell. Other than the distant song of birds and insects, there is no sign of anything substantially edible and less sign of civilization. Go north. You go north, all you find is more forest. Go. Go north. Go north, all you find is more forest. Okay, fine, then go east. You aren't sure if you drifted north or south while traveling, but you faintly catch a smell coming back from the west. Okay. Go west. You come upon a grisly sight. Boy, you are the remains of a human you haven't seen before. It seems to be humanoids without heads. Pungent fresh blood streaks through the nearby trees. You nervously peer around for what might have killed them and stripped their flesh, and spot the likely culprit, an anthill teeming with Warple-looking black ants. Eat. Look. Anthill. Large black ants busily march in and out of their small-to-you fortress, some carrying bits of unidentifiable matter. Hypnotic, but as evidenced by the skeletons, also likely very deadly. Would do well to be careful around these creatures. Eat. Okay. Look. Skeleton. The skeletons seem like those of a typical human, other than the absent head. You've never seen this race before, but you can think of many advantages of having no head, such as not needing a helmet, or being able to build structures slightly smaller. You wonder to yourself whether there's a hole in their neck for food or if they eat with their butts, but from the skeleton alone you have no way of knowing. Look. Take. Ants. To check whether the ants were what killed the headless people, you squat down next to the anthill and grab a huge ant-covered clump of it. They're very bitey, adding credence to the theory. Eat. Ants. You eat the ants, pecking them quickly off your claws before they can crawl away. Each one provides a small crunch before a bitter flavor sticks to your mouth. At least they're big enough to provide a decent snack. Cake. Bark. You take your claws into the least bloody tree you can find and peel off a thick, sticky piece of bark. Eat. You eat the bark, sap and all. You chew on the tough piece of tree scale until it splinters into tiny bits in your mouth. The dry, bitter taste mixes with a sudden burst of strong, acrid resin flavor. Somehow you manage to gulp the pulp down. Take. Grass. Eat the grass. You eat the clump of grass, chewing on the fibrous strands until you manage to work it into a pulp. There's a fresh sweetness underlying the bitter, more mineral taste. With some difficulty you gulp it down. Not the best meal you've had, but also not the worst. Take. Bone. Meandering among the headless people's skeleton parts, you manage to locate a nice and classic-looking bone. Take it, add it to your inventory. Equip. Aw. Alright, well, let's go west again. Go west. You go further west. An ominous device with bloodied metal teeth lay on the ground before you, partially concealed under rotting leaves. You hear a faint rustling behind the nearby rock. Your intuition tells you that someone is afraid of the metal device and hiding from it. Look. Rock. You look at the various rocks. Each boulder sticks out of the grass like the tooth of some colossal creature. The moss stuck between their nooks and crannies suggests the creature has poor dental hygiene. Look. Device. You have no idea what the strange toothy metal device is. It could be a sculpture, or it could be some sort of magical teleporter that will take you to different places so you should step on it. You've heard humans have things like this, and that little race part in the center does look incredibly steppable. Use bone. There are a couple ways to use stuff, but the only one you're really trained for Find a nice patch of earth to dig into and stick the bone in with just the top sticking out. Years from now, this should grow into a full skeleton. Without a head, obviously, it won't change its species type. Use... Take... Bone. Take the bone you put here earlier. Take... Device. Oh. The good news is that the device has a handle right in the center, theoretically making it easy to lift. The bad news is that it is apparently very sensitive about being lifted and bites your head off immediately. Yellowmet's adventure ends here. Type restart to try again, log to view your commands, or cheese to continue from the last time you ate cheese. I never found cheese. Let's see what that does. Yellowmet died without having ever tasted cheese, though previous silver lizards on this computer did either. No cheese cheesing fights for you. Okay, restart, I guess. Oh, that's all the way restart. Okay, then. Think it. Already read these things. Your new name shall be Clark. It's going to be Clark. Or not. You are Clark. You spent the last 3 days traveling, hoping to make your way out of human lands into the marshes. However, you think you may have been going the wrong direction. Go. North. Go. North. Go. North. Go. East. Go. East. Go. West. Take. Own. Take. Grass. Take. And. Okay, fine. Eat. Grass. Take. Ants. Go. West. Use. Ants. There are a lot of ways to use something, so you go with the one you're familiar with. You find a nice patch of earth, if ants are anything like plants, which they should be since they rhyme, then planting them here should cause an anthill to grow. Use bone? Take bone. Can I take the rock? Are surprisingly heavy. Despite your best efforts to take it, it does not budge in the slightest. Look. Human. It's hard to look at the humans hiding behind the rock, as they're partially concealed in the underbrush. The most you can tell is that one is wearing a metal helmet. He gestures to the toothy device in the center of the path, suggesting that that is what he's hiding from and that he would like you to take care of it. Use. Treasure. Okay, it looks like the only thing that use is going to do is just bury stuff. Take the treasure. Give. Bone. You move towards the noisy underbrush, hoping to give someone the excellent bone you selected. As you do, though, two humans swing out from behind the rock. Both are pink-skinned, muscular, and clad in newly sewn blue tunics with a teal spider insignia. From the closer man's worn axe, you piece together that these two men are lumberjacks, and from their wide grins, they seem happy to see another friendly face in the forest. Lumberjack with the axe speaks a word in a tongue you don't understand, and his axe suddenly bursts into bright blue flame. More and more of the situation starts to come together. This man's axe has been cursed to randomly burst into flames, making lumberjacking impossible. They have no idea what to do and are looking for help. Your help. Confront. Lumberjack approaches. Use bone. The lumberjacks watch this with confusion, which confuses you because the plants are their whole thing. The lumberjacks are starting to look a little uncomfortable. Greet. You approach the lumberjacks and greet reassuringly to hopefully bring a little positivity to their situation. They don't seem sure how to take this. Give treasure. You reach out your claw and offer the handful of treasure to the two lumberjacks. Their disposition brightens up immediately as they eagerly snatch up the handful of currency. That has to be more than enough to get their axe uncursed. The lumberjacks look to be on the brink of laughter. Take. Axe. Before you can take anything, the lumberjack moves forward and knocks you to the ground, your head almost bonking on the metal device. They are looking for your help, and you're inferring this is a time for action, not inventory additions. Use. Take. Device. Before you can take anything, the lumberjack moves forward and knocks you to the ground, your head almost bonking on the device. Okay, stand. You stand straight and motionless. The lumberjack holds their guard unsteadily, unsure how to interpret this. Wave. You wave at the lumberjacks to try to deliver some more positivity, but they look like they're beginning to get tired of it. Okay, fine. Punch. Punch what? Rock. You punch the rock, blood leaking from your knuckles as you wail on it. The lumberjacks watch uneasily. Yell. You yell in frustration at your inability to help the lumberjacks. They look torn on whether to appreciate the sympathy or find it strange. With grins like crescent moons, the two lumberjacks move forward, slap you on the back, say a bunch of things you do not understand. Still chuckling to themselves, they walk away, throwing one more wink and thumbs up to you over their shoulder. May not have helped them with a cursed axe, but at least you brightened their day. Look. Self. You're gray. You guess you never really thought about it further. Think about it further. Yes. You're gray and scaly. You're about as tall as any other person. You have a tail and horns. Think about it further. Yes. The name you have chosen for yourself is Clark. You're 23 years old. You're of average height and slightly below average weight due to a lack of food, and of slightly above average build to the years of hard labor. Majority of your body is covered with soft silvery gray scales that are the largest on your torso and tail, growing smaller and smaller further down your extremities. Larger, soft scales of a darker shade of gray run down your front of your body, starting at your collarbone and continue just past the start of your tail. On your back, the scales of the same color form three vertically stacked V shapes about as wide as your tail is at the base, though the center V is slightly larger and the one above it more so. Two tapered horns, matte gray in color, protrude backwards from your head. Their forwardmost point vertically aligned with the outermost edge of your eyes. The eyes themselves are grayish-blue, broken by vertically slitted pupils and lined with small, very dark gray scales that a mammal would likely read as eyelashes. Several gill slits lay mostly concealed behind the back of your jaw. Being one generation removed from contact with the magic tree sap, you have several animalistic features most of your kind does not, most notably your legs. The distance between the ball and heel of your foot is nearly twice the length as between your heel and knee, giving you an unusual gait that makes prolonged walking or standing tiring, but it has also given you very strong legs. Your fingertips and toe tips both end in claws that are the same silvery hue as your scales, at a glance giving the impression of being a single continuous shape from your knuckle to claw tip. On the underside of your hands and feet, a thicker pad of scales softens the impact of your steps and improves grip with your hands. Combined with your unusual leg shape, you are able to move very quickly when desired. That is the fullest extent of self-description you can muster. Okay. Rock. Okay. Go west. You go west. The trees have begun to thin out, allowing more sunshine from above, warming your cold-blooded heart. To the north, you spy a rocky outcropping. Further to the west, trampled grass implies a commonly used footpath. Go north. You go towards the rocky outcropping to the north. You're surprised it is inhabited, and by another race you haven't seen before. They crawl about on four limbs, likely due to their thick, muscular necks. The floor of their cave is damp with... cave camp is covered in blood. One of their group might have been injured. Greet. Wanting to come across as friendly for your first introduction, you hop up on a rock and north at the crawling men reassuringly. Their ears perk up on the further of the two crawling men, and he stands up, revealing a gaunt, emaciated body you did not notice at first. Both of them look at you, hunger in their eyes, wondering if you can do something to help them. They look like foxes, but I'm assuming they're wolves. Crawling man approaches. Pet. Crawling man. You pet the crawling man. He loves it. The crawling man do a few playful hops. You greet the crawling man reassuringly. They seem strangely excited about your approval. You sit on the ground by the crawling men. They circle you, licking their chops hungrily. Are those supposed to be their health bars over there? What is that? Go. Abort. Look. Cave. You look at the cave. Its dark mouth yawns wide open, inviting any seeking refuge with the tantalizing prospect of shelter, at least assuming its current habits are amenable to sharing. You hear the crawling men padding closer to you. Hug. Crawling men. You love this crawling man! He's so soft, he pants as you stroke his fur. The crawling men's tongues are hanging out and they are panting happily, but you see a slight snarl on them as well. The lick? Crawling man? You look at the closer crawling man's face, noting the dirty, musty flavor. Him and his companion respond by playfully licking you back. You hope your flavor is better. Prancing on light claws, the crawling men hop around you, licking your face and neck. You may not have food for them, but they seem to appreciate your brief company nonetheless and wander off to find food elsewhere. Oh. South. You go away from the crawling men's cave, back to the south. West. Go. West. You go west until you come upon a ravine. At its narrowest point, someone has constructed a bridge from moldy planks and rope. The bridge and some of its support posts sway creakily in the wind. It is the most well-constructed bridge you've ever seen in your malignantly sheltered life. Go. West. Dang. The good news is that the rotting planks manage to hold your weight. The bad news is that the loose post supporting the bridge does not. You topple down into the ravine and unfortunately only reach the water on your second bounce. Dog's adventure ends here. Type restart to start again. Log to view your commands, or cheese to continue last time you ate cheese. With a banana. Do one more restart. Now your name will be Follows the Sky. Follows the Sky. Or not, you are Follows the Sky. Go east. Sorry, go east. Go east. Go east. Go east. Go east. Want to keep going east, though. East. How many times can I go east before nothing else happens? East. East. Go east. Okay, fine. Go west. Take ants. Take mark. Go west. Go west. Up. Well, I guess now I get to see what happens if I give them the ants. I kind of thought that if I just left, they wouldn't bother me. But I was wrong. Give ants. You reach out your claw and offer the ants to the two lumberjacks. They stumble back in discomfort, unsure what this gesture means or what to expect from someone who makes it. The lumberjacks are starting to look a little uncomfortable. Give ants. They're getting tired of the ants. Give! Ants! Fine. Give. Ants. Come on, give. Bark. Give. Bark. Fine, what if I give you the treasure? The lumberjacks on the brink of laughter! Laugh. You throw back your head, laughing heartily that the lumberjacks are struggling with a problem so simple. They look rightly put off by this. Pet. Lumberjacks. You pet the lumberjack on his face reassuringly. He watches with tense discomfort at first, his fist slowly lowering as he realizes you are not threatening him in any way. You're just being weird. Lumberjacks are looking extremely uncomfortable with the situation and more than a little angry, but they're also suppressing slight smiles. Hug. Lumberjacks. You love this lumberjack. He looks uncomfortable with how much. Despite your best efforts to be helpful, the lumberjacks mutter something to one another and back away from you. Slowly at first, but then breaking into a full run, leaving you alone in the forest once more. You have failed. But I'm alive, and I no longer have the treasure that's not actually food. Eat. Take. Grass. Eat. No, not east. Eat. Grass. Go west. Go north. We're not going to mess with the dogs. I went the wrong way. Go south. Go west. Use ants. Okay, then use bark. Go east? There's not really where else to go, though. Port. Go north. Run. West. Dang it. Is going... Maybe going east does something after... I don't know. I don't know, like, at what point I would have found myself in a situation where I had to worry about using commands that aren't safe for work, because I'm not even really finding commands that'll let me go any further than this bridge. Log. In your wheel. East. Go. Go. East. Go. East. Go. East. Go. East. Go. West. Take. Oh. Eat. Okay, fine. Abort. Go. East. Go. Eat. Oh. You eat the bone, clacking your teeth against its hard surface. It resists your every attempt to bite it as you gnaw your way down, until you feel a splintery crunch at the end, where you discover a slightly softer core that floods your senses with a rich, buttery taste. In your teeth, you drive cracks further along the bone. Go. Port. Take. There are no more bones. Port. Go. Yes. Look. 3. It's a fine enough tree, you guess, but hardly the most interesting thing here. You feel a little bad for it, being overshadowed as it is. Look. Human. It's hard to look at the humans. Take. Rock. Click. Humans. The further forward you crane your neck to lick the humans, the further back they sink into their hiding place among the bushes, rendering them functionally unlickable. Okay, fine. Lick. Rock. You lick the smooth surface of the nearby rock, taking note of its slight mineral aftertaste. You bet this is healthy. I know licking the bear trap is probably just gonna, like, behead me. But... Port. Hit. Device. Come on! The good news is your foot lands a solid hit right on the fragile-looking part in the center of the mysterious device. The bad news is it swings around you in retaliation and lands a much more solid hit on your body. Wheel's adventure ends here. I kinda was hoping it would just kick the side of it. No. Nameless. You're nameless. Go west. Go west. Go west. Okay, you do just eventually find the thing. Take. Ants. Take. Bone. Go. West. Go. Bone. As a quick pre-help snack, try to eat the bone, eventually just swallowing it whole when your teeth fail to chew it. The lumberjacks exchange a look of what might be fear. They're starting to look a little uncomfortable. Eat. Ants. You shove the handful of ants into your mouth. The lumberjacks look slightly uncomfortable with this, but are also a little fed up with seeing you eat things in front of them. Eat. Lick. Lumberjacks. Actually, you know what? Let me lick the rock and see how they feel about that. You lick the smooth surface of the nearby rock, taking note of its slight mineral aftertaste. The one lumberjack uneasily whispers something to the other. Lick. Tree. Lick. Lumberjacks. It turns out the lumberjack does not want anyone to lick him. They're starting to look a little annoyed. It looks like I'm a little bit more than them looking annoyed. It looks like they already, like, hatcheted me. Lumberjacks hold their ground uneasily, unsure how to interpret this. Punch. Lumberjack. The good news is you land a solid strike on the lumberjack's face, shattering his nose and no doubt impressing him with your strength. The bad news is he instinctively strikes back and is holding an axe burning with perpetual blue flame. Oh, that's my head on the ground. I didn't even realize that that was the head on the ground. I missed it because of the tree. Yeah, this is a pain in the ass. And I think I'm probably done. Because I didn't find anything that would allow me to cross the bridge and live. I did find a way to get past the lumberjacks and live, and I found a way around the dogs and live, but there doesn't really seem to be anywhere else I can go. Going north or south before the bridge doesn't do anything. so I feel like I gotta call it. But if anybody knows whether, well, you know what? Let me try one more time. Beef, beef, go, ow. Perfect world, you would be going to the east to the border, but you need food. Go, south. Go, south. Go, go, east. Go, south. Go, south. Go, east. Go, south. Go, east. Go west. Yep, I have to do this. Take, hands. Take, bone. Go, east. They're hesitant to go back into the forest. The headless people might be dead, but their presence means their headless friends or family might be around here. And with our people, there's probably something to eat. Place. Ants. You unleash the ants, giving them things other than you to bite. Take. Ants. Try to take the ants, but they frantically scurry off as soon as you try. No sooner do you pick up a second one than the first one has already crawled off of you. Unleashing them here may have been a one-way move. Okay. East. Take. Ants. Go. West. West. Place. Ants. Ants pour from your hands. The lumberjack back up and exchange an awkward glance, unsure what to make of this. They look a little uncomfortable. Eat. Bone. As a quick pre-help snack, you eat the bone. They look. Exchange a look of what might be fear. Click. Rock. Eat. Treasure. The lumberjacks are looking visibly angry and frustrated, but also like they want to get far, far away from you. Approach. Yes. Lumberjacks. You love this lumberjack. He looks uncomfortable with how much there. Lumberjacks. They are both human and wearing tunics with a spider insignia that looks very newly made. Much newer than their trousers or armor, suggesting a recent rebrand. Aren't sure what you see with the connection between spiders and logging, though. The lumberjack says something to the other. Half. Okay. They run away from me. Cool. Look. Look. There's nothing to look at. Go. West. West. West the bridge. Go. East. Go. North. Go. There's only one way to go from here. Port. Punch. Rolling man. Yeah, I don't know. There doesn't seem to be anything else I can do except die to the lumberjacks, die to the dogs, die to the bridge. I can get around the lumberjacks without dying, and I can get around the dogs without dying. There's nothing else I can do about the bridge, but when I tried to go back east after going west, it said no. So, I don't know. I guess that really is going to call it. Or I'm going to have to call it. Because I'm not really seeing anything else I can do, and I'm getting tired of having to restart because I never found cheese. So, There's the if you liked it, a like and subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, don't. If you want to click the bell, you can do that as well so that you're notified of future uploads, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later. So, I know I already did the outro, but I continued the game, and I thought to try something I hadn't tried before. I interacted with the dogs and then grabbed the giblets. As you sigh with relief as you approach the giblets, it turns out they're not remains at all. The only solid among the blood is a simple button-eyed felt hand puppet. Crawlingman's injured companion must have been a puppeteer, given there's no body. He must have recovered from his injuries and left, but not before leaving behind a few scraps of bloody clothing in one of his puppets. You take it. Maybe you'll run into the owner someday. Go south. East. Oh. What if I can use the puppet on the bear trap? Place. Puppet. Pick. Cannot do anything with the puppet yet. East. Yeah, I'm not allowed to go back east. West. Look. Cave. Oh. Okay, I do stuff with the puppet, but it doesn't help me any. Look. Bridge. It's far better constructed than most bridges you've seen. Look. Beam. Soft dirt walls of the ravine continue down a dizzying distance. There's several rocks directly below these, but they don't look pointy or anything. Look. Post. The post looks weather-worn and splintery, but also solid and robust. Looks like it's even grown some since it was first planted. It's the darker, once underground part is now several inches above the soil. It sways loosely with the bridge, too. Flying it has some plasticity and won't shatter under pressure. Hit. Post. You slam your fist onto the top of the post a few times, feeling it sink noticeably into the ground on the first few strikes. Okay. Look. Post. Post is weather-worn, it's clearly been here a long time. Okay, go west. Yes! Haha! The rope creaks and the rotten boards feel noticeably soft between your claws, but thankfully they hold your also suddenly thankful meager weight. Okay, I had to hit the bridge. Thing learned. Okay, go west. Continuing along the trodden path, you soon hear the sound of distant, bawdy voices. Over the next hill, you finally see the origin. A grand tavern towering over you at an inconceivable 2 stories in height, each one larger than the last. As you get closer, the waves of delicious smells you cannot identify wash over you. Enter. You open the door and enter into the tavern. Scarred and tattooed men of various ages talk loudly at tables while drinking beverages. The whole room is cast in the warm glow of a fire and filled with the aroma of freshly baked bread. If you glance your way as you enter, but your presence is otherwise ignored. Look. Bartender. You look at the human standing behind the bar. His grizzled face is partially concealed behind a thick reddish-brown beard. His eyes are empty and expressionless, staring straight ahead and only reacting when an empty glass is slid towards him to refill. He pays you no heed. Ask. You meander around the tavern and ask questions to various patrons. They look at you with confused expressions, unable to even tell whether you're telling a story or asking a question. A few respond to you, but it's in the flowy, incomprehensible language common in the Heartland. You try a dark elf, but the only word you know is peanut. A few of the humans check their pockets, but sadly shake their head at having no peanuts. Okay, leave. Port. Exit. Upstairs? Okay. Exit. Out. You guys get back outside. It suddenly seems much quieter and the air is much fresher. No. South? You depart from the path and go south. After a while, you reach a scenic river. The soft buzz of turbulent water can be heard to your east and west. Go. Not ye, go west. Oh, that's a waterfall. Okay, go east. Go north. Go west. You go west along the beaten pathway. A well-maintained signpost stands proudly ahead of you, and the smell of fresh blood fills the air. Suspect a butcher shop is nearby, and the sign is advertising it. Check. Sign. Danger. Vicious rats. You have no idea what the sign says. From the strong smell in the air, how are you suspected of announcing a butcher shop? Oh. As soon as you continue west along the road, the smell of blood, fresh blood grows stronger. Soon you begin to see blood on the path. The butcher shop must be very close, just a little further ahead. Oh, yes. The good news is that someone does not eat a cut of fresh meat. The bad news is it is not you, or it does get to eat the meat. Instead, a horde of 4-foot-long rats that swarm you. The voracity with which they consume you implies you are delicious. Willamette adventure ends here. Okay, so I did find a way to make progress after the fact, but the constant having to restart is grating, and I'm not going to do it again. I just wanted to show that I did find a way past the bridge. Okay, now, later for real.